Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday after the bumpy day yesterday. I hope everybody's doing good. So I made some changes to some settings and hopefully there'll be no lagging today and the audio will be perfect. So yesterday there was so much going on. I had no time to fine tune everything in advance. Anyway, quick crypto update as usual. I'm going to jump right in. Math, money, freedom. You guys know the drill. Not investment advice. And just talk about all the good stuff that continues to happen. So we got somebody in Orange County, and I'm talking about California right now. So regional banks are adding Bitcoin. When I always talk about the wall of money coming, it's just beginning. NYDIG is partnering with many of the top banks, and the most recent one is Suncrest, which is going to enable the custody of Bitcoin to its customers. And again, this is just the beginning, and this is just California, just a small regional bank. There are hundreds coming in the US and all over the world all at the same time. And that's what I talk about when I talk about the tsunami of money coming. It has only just begun and we are early. Less than 2% has adopted Bitcoin. So after all of yesterday's silliness, ignore it. So PlanB, in other good news, I touched on his model Stock to Flow yesterday. And he was asked today, does he believe anything has changed? And he said, no, doubles down. He said 60K was not the top. We are just a few months out of the bear market. And he still believes we'll reach 100K, jumping past 288K before the next bear market hits. So he is as bullish as ever. So no reason to be concerned, everybody. Chill. This is all manipulation. People trying to get your coins. In other news as well, a little bit of Ethereum news. And I've been talking more about Ethereum potentially matching the market cap of Bitcoin in the future. But just when you look at the inflows last week from recent statistics that came out, Ethereum saw 27 million worth of inflows last week pre-crash, which isn't a lot, but it's more than flowed into. This is a net inflow as well. More than flowed into Bitcoin. And the volumes are higher. And this is the first time we've seen this happen. And this is part of what happened last week as well, where people are going, I hope it's not because of any of my videos, but that's what was happening. Now, what's also happened at the same time is the Bitcoin dominance has actually changed as well. So Bitcoin dominance was falling for the longest time. It went down to 38% of all of the crypto market caps. Now it's on the rise back again because people saw what actually happens during a down market. People saw how much the altcoins actually get crushed. So people are learning. But that being said, this is the two big horses in the game are Bitcoin and of course Ethereum and others to follow. Chris, thank you so much. Hope everybody can hear me okay. So let's talk a little bit about Argentina. And the reason I'm talking about this is this ties back to inflation and money printing that's happening globally. But I'm a big fan of Argentina. I've been to Buenos Aires a few times. I love the country. I love the people. I love the food. And it has become a haven for digital assets. And the people in Argentina have experience with hyperinflation going back to the 70s. And the current administration made it very difficult for people to get out of their local peso. And they've added a 30% cap on controls for anybody that's tried to trade any foreign exchange. So it's a problem. So citizens in Argentina are now flocking to Bitcoin. Mercado Libre, we heard about that news a week or so ago, where they started putting Bitcoin on their treasuries. But there's a couple of reasons I'm mentioning this is not really because of Argentina, although I love Argentina, but it's the empowerment that Bitcoin brings with it. Now, people estimate the inflation in Argentina. They just upped the forecast to 48% in 2021 from 36.6%. So just think about that for a second. Countries, Argentina's not body is going to suffer from inflation. And that's forcing the people, especially in those countries that have experience with hyperinflation, to react first. And what is their safe haven? It's not gold, it's Bitcoin. So again, we're still early. Hope everybody in Argentina is okay. We have a lot of Argentinians in Patreon and on this channel. So Hope you guys are safe, but 48% inflation is pretty heavy. Do you want to be holding onto your pesos or your US dollars? My estimate is US inflation, real inflation, will be closer to 15% this year. It's not the 48% in Argentina, but it's still high. So that type of wealth destruction is very punitive on people. So in other news as well, in the US tax news, some interesting numbers to point out here. The tax gap in the United States is supposed to be 7 trillion over the next 10 years. And where are they going to get that money? First of all, no matter how much they raise taxes, they will never be able to make up that $7 trillion. That's the first thing. Second of all, there's new rules. The Biden administration, president of the US, and people like Janet Yellen are looking to crack down and focus on cryptocurrency transfers of more than 10,000. Now, for years, due to AML and anti-money laundering, after 9/11, 20 years ago, they put in place a control that any deposit of cash of more than 10,000 would have to be reported for terrorist control reasons. So this is very similar in cryptocurrency. So it's not a big deal. But what it is going to do, it's going to make people think twice before they sell their Bitcoin, because they don't want to be reported to the IRS and they don't want to incur gains that they thought they could otherwise get away with. Again, I'm not a tax advisor, but I do advise people to be very, very careful. And tax authorities all over the world are coming looking for revenue. And a lot of people made money on crypto. And I think this will actually cause people to hodl more, which is good. But again, just be careful. You never want the tax authorities on your back, because once they identify you once, and if you've broken the rules, the penalties are very severe and they'll never let you go. They'll hound you for the rest of your life. So pay your taxes. Do take the easy way out. Now, in other news as well, the guy that caused a lot of this big kerfuffle in the first place is Elon Musk. He's trying desperately to repair his reputation. And he tweets today, Tesla has diamond hands. So the Wall Street bets people are back. It's incredible. But that's a bit of good news. Again, he is not selling. In fact, they'll probably, once Bitcoin stabilizes, I believe they'll turn it on again so people can buy Teslas at Bitcoin. But anybody in the right mind wouldn't do that anyway. So not really a concern. So in some happy news, which I don't know, actually another Patreon member created one of these images of somebody shaking salt, but in my image, and put a significant amount of Bitcoin onto a few people's accounts. One person received 700 Bitcoins worth about 35 million into his account. So again, nothing is perfect. Weird things can happen. And this news today is going to be a lot about exchanges, because I've been on the receiving end of a lot of complaints from people saying they can't get approved. They can't turn on their account. They can't get money transferred in fast enough to be able to take advantage of things like dips and fast-moving markets. So I'm going to try solve some of that today. But in other news regarding Coinbase, Wedbush, which is a top analyst, and I respect them and their views, they believe, despite recent volatility, Coinbase is still a good value, and they initiated coverage on Coinbase with an outperform rating. So Wedbush are very, very good at doing things like appraising the value of companies like Tesla, and they're very good at getting in early. Now, that being said, I'm going to talk a little bit more about exchanges. So let me explain a few things. First of all, Solana is coming to Coinbase soon. Speaking of Coinbase again, and that's good. But it's been very painful so painful, in fact, for folks. Like when I made a video on Solana and I was extremely bullish, everybody wanted to buy, but they couldn't. They didn't know where to get it. If they were in New York or Texas or other parts of the world, they didn't have access to Binance. They weren't able to buy it. So it was very difficult. And also others that were waiting for this whole funding and everything else, it's just extremely painful. So I'm going to talk about my experience with some of the exchanges. But before I jump in, a little bit more of exchange news. And this is kind of tied to Ethereum. So the Binance Smart Chain has had issues. And I don't know if anybody knows Bunny Finance. Cute, cute picture. And you guys know I love animals. But there was a very sophisticated hack that took place. Now, I don't need to go into details about the hack or how they did it, but it was actually very, very smart and interesting, where they pumped something, moved some money around on different exchanges and then sold them fast, removed the amount, etc. And the team is working to make people whole again. But the real point about this is not the first time that the Binance Smart Chain has been hacked. And it shows you the importance that everybody can come up with a blockchain, but can you make it secure and stable for the long term to handle large scale transactions? And the only one that I know that has been secure over time is Ethereum. And that's why I'm still very bullish on Ethereum. So Binance are doing some very creative things, but they haven't plugged all the holes yet, and it's still not safe. And in full disclosure, I own BNB. So for a second now, I'm going to talk about my 7 exchanges and why I use 7 exchanges. And I'm going to share with you my experience, and it may not be the good, bad, or indifferent, or maybe some people have different experiences. But when I look for an exchange, I need 5 things. I need speed. I need token availability. I need limit orders because I play limit orders all the time. I need decent spreads. I don't want to be ripped off. Where during the crash, I think Coinbase Bitcoin quotes were over $1,000 higher than Robinhood quotes. And I need ACH wire capabilities and real-time funding. I need to be able to move money fast. I need to be able to trade fast. I need to be able to know it's there. And I can't wait an hour or a day or a week, or in some cases 3 weeks. I've heard people are still waiting for KYC approval on things like Voyager and Binance, and it just takes forever because there's one person sitting in an office and they have thousands of applications coming in and they're doing it all manually. So that whole KYC AML process is very slow. I don't know how it is in other parts of the world, but it's a pain in the butt. So this is my recent experience across the 7 exchanges that I use. Okay, first of all, Coinbase, outages, token limitations. They said, yes, they're coming out with Sol now, but who can wait forever? Binance, speed of approvals and funding is slow. It's not perfect. Voyager, I originally opened up a Voyager account a good while ago to get access to a certain token. This Robinhood, you can't download. Square, very impressed with Square, buying Bitcoin on Square since they began selling it. And you can self-custody it. PayPal, you can't self-custody, but it's an easy on-ramp for many people. And Kraken is all round bad. Okay, so that's just my limited experience. If anybody has a different experience, let me know. Or if anybody's had a nightmare experience, let me know in the comments below as well. So in this game, especially yesterday, speed is the name of the game, and you can't wait. Things in this crypto world move so fast, and I can't stress that enough. So as a result, one of the things, just to illustrate this, so Solana yesterday dipped down to $28, and it was there for a little while, a few minutes, and it was back to $50 in 24 hours. So that's 75% in 24 hours that people could have made if they were able to move fast. But it's not that easy. So what did I have to do? So I did an experiment today. I was chatting with people on Discord, and because I have Binance, I was saying, people were asking about Solana, so I said FTX have it as well, but I didn't open an FTX account. But I decided to do it today for a giggle, just to see what would happen. Now, FTX, they partner with Binance. They have futures and options capability. They have leverage if you want it. I don't recommend you ever use leverage with crypto unless you really know what you're doing. And they have the most competitive trading fees. And you get settlement on stable coins. And there's no withdrawal or transfer fees as well, which is awesome. So this all sounds too good to be true. And remember, in this channel, I don't push or shill or sell anything or advertise anything. I don't need to. I do this as a service to you all. So, but this is the first time I'm ever going to say something about a platform because I was really impressed, and it helps people get access because of speed. So these are some of the key tokens that they have, and they have a lot, and they're adding a lot as time goes on, but they do have Solana, of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, SushiSwap, Yearn Finance, Uni, etc., and a whole bunch of other stuff. All the key names you need, almost, not everything, but most. They don't have Cardano, for example, but they're getting it soon. Now, let me explain what I did today as a test. So I'll drop the referral code and link below. But what I did was my app online was approved in 6 minutes, and I wired money in real time, and it was instantly available. I ACH'd money in from my bank. They said it would take 7 days, but they gave me $5,000 credit in advance. And I also tested my credit card and made a deposit of $2,999, which is the limit that you can take. And it all worked perfectly. I did this in about 15 minutes. So all I'm saying is I've tried 7 exchanges. My experience, I have accounts with those guys, but the rest has not been perfect. But this FTX group, really impressive. So again, I don't sell anything. I don't want any revenue from this, but people that do use the referral code get 5% less fees. And I get a revenue share as well of anybody that used the referral code. And I commit and promise to making any donations of any referral codes to Paws Wildlife Sanctuary, Sea Shepherd Conservation Society, and the Best Friends Society as well. Okay, so that's my commitment to you. But if you want to think about a different exchange and want to get moving fast to take advantage of the quick moving opportunity, it's there. So hope you like this. I'm going to open it up to Q&A and see what's going on in the questions. And hope everybody's doing good after recovering from yesterday. Let me see what's happening in the world over here. And has anybody, first of all, had questions with, it is from Valtrex, it is from Sam Bank's company, and they do partner with Binance. So it's a very legitimate shop. I did my due diligence on them and nothing but good reviews. And we'll see. So from Josh Thompson, I'd love your opinion on Radix and EXRD. I have not looked at them. I've heard about them, but I haven't done a big due diligence. But I will add it to my list like I do. But I have a huge list of things I'm looking into. I actually bought HBAR on the dip from John L. That's one I did get into. And I'm really adding positions very quickly in all of these altcoins. And that's why I wanted to stress the importance of you all. I always stress having dry powder available, but also the ability to have an exchange that can move at your speed. 6 minutes, approval to funding to be able to buy something. And it was incredible. It blew me away. Harmony. Yes, I'm looking at Harmony. It's a good one. And I hope I don't think anybody is thinking I am selling anything. Jonathan Velasquez, any thoughts on the Fed's recent comments about CBDC? Yeah, there's a whole bunch of interesting things happening there. You have the DM, which is the former Libra, the Facebook thing. They're apparently working to try be a CBDC or get closer with the government. They've had so many false starts. The US government definitely wants to have one. They're not going to rush it, but I think over the next 2 to 3 years, they'll have the underpinnings of the infrastructure to be able to pull it off. And again, when governments put CBDCs in place, that drives the demand for things like Bitcoin more than anything else. Nobody, imagine you are a high net worth individual, you've got millions of dollars in cash, and all of a sudden the government controls your money. They can control the interest rate you get paid. They can confiscate it at the flick of a switch. They can monitor every movement. Nobody wants a CBDC. Nobody. So Morganati, short Bitcoin? No. Future for Bitcoin is extremely bullish, and I hope I can make that very clear. The supply is waning. The amount of coins coming onto exchange right now to purchase Bitcoin is all about to happen. So, Bitcoin's going up. I reckon Bitcoin will be $54,000 by the end of next week. Don't hold me to that, not investment advice, but that's where all the big call option positions are. And we all know how the CME has an impact on price. So I believe people are dumping money on the market to be able to take advantage of that right now. So you see a lot of the stable coins being deposited right now as I speak. So Mary Buckley, thank you so much. And again, all these contributions go towards the animals. So will whales always be able to manipulate the market so much? No, I think as time goes on and as the ownership of Bitcoin and other altcoins becomes embedded more with high net worth individuals and treasuries, etc., and people hodl more and there's more futures and derivatives and stability, they'll always be able to manipulate, but not to the same extent. People won't be fooled as easily. So that's my take on that one. Hope that answers your question. Let me see. Mike is in the house. Thank you, Mike, for being there. Follow Chainlink. Chainlink, yes, I'm in the middle of a due diligence on Chainlink. I know it's number one Oracle. The only thing I'm concerned about is it really able to monetize their position as an Oracle as much as other investments like Solana and Ethereum, etc. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm going to scroll up and see what other questions we got there. Tomorrow, $950 million on options of Bitcoin expire. Please talk about it. Bear market. It depends on the strikes. I'm more looking to the expiration next Friday, which is 8 days from now. So we'll see. There was also rumor talking about bear market and rumors. There was another rumor from the guy that I mentioned yesterday in China, saying that the market was going to fall down to 30,000, and he nailed that. He nailed the timing perfectly. He came out and said there's going to be another big push towards pushing Bitcoin price down to $25,000 tonight. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm ready. That's one of the reasons I opened up the FTX account, so I can have that ability to move fast if there is an opportunity to buy. But again, if there is a dip, it's to wipe. Apparently, there's somebody they're going after that they want to wipe out, and that's what's happening. Yes, I did, Joshua Harris. I didn't hear his speech, but I heard what they're planning. They originally said they're going to take their time. Now, I think 2 to 3 years out, they're going for it. And I also think Facebook wants to be part of it. I don't know if they can. So we'll see. Opinion on Telcoin. I am also looking into Telcoin. They are making extreme strides. And yes, it seems like a good value, but I'm not finished my due diligence. I'm looking at Aave and Telcoin next, and Chainlink, etc. So will XRP increase following outcome with SEC? It should do. But again, the big concern I always have, Fletcher Bowley, great question, is what is it? 51 billion XRPs in escrow that the management can dump at any time. So again, it's not decentralized. It's not risky. I think there's far safer places to place your money right now. I would not touch XRP. So now for a big thank you. Celsius, apparently, because I'm on the receiving end of a lot of comments, I've heard that the best place for lending and borrowing against your crypto is Celsius. And we'll see. Again, try not to show anything. Let me see. What coin do you think has the biggest potential growth for 2021? Apart from Ethereum and maybe Cardano, I am now looking hard at Solana. I think Solana could be extremely big because of their platform. But again, it takes them time to get partners and people developing on their platform, but it is powerful. So Casey Erickson, love your channel. Love you too. Thank you so much for that. Do you like the idea of staking Ethereum 2.0 on Coinbase at 6% APY? I don't like staking right now because I don't like locking stuff away in case something bad happens and I need the freedom. But I think you can get more than 6% on other options. So I thought they were actually paying more. I thought it was more like 10% you could get on Ethereum 2.0. So investigate some different places, but I think you get more than 6%. I would not get out of bed, is the old expression, for 6%. That's not worth it to me. Like, look, you can make 75% trading Solana in 24 hours. Why would you even bother for 6% a year? I mean, this whole space moves so fast. People, even though your bank doesn't pay you anything on your fiat, don't get distracted by 6% or 10% per year investment. Now, when coins stabilize in 4 years, 5 years, 8 years, then take that 6, 8, 10%, which I believe will go down low over time. But in the meantime, I wouldn't. Lanky009, why is Solana so good? Check out my video on Solana last Friday, and you'll find out why. It's a deep due diligence into the whole thing. And yes, Robinhood is not recommended for crypto, but they have the best spreads. So if you want to buy Bitcoin cheap without getting screwed as a speculative investment, as an easy on-ramp, that is the easiest. If you want to buy crypto and download it off an exchange, do not use Robinhood. But if you're purely speculating and you want a really good spread, which is the difference between the bid and the ask, there is nothing better than Robinhood. maybe FTX. I've yet to test it. I'm going to do a real-time test between Robinhood and FTX and see what the prices are, and that'll be fun. But I do know that the spreads on things like Coinbase are not good. So Xiaomi thoughts. I haven't looked at that one yet. It's a Matic Polygon. I actually bought my first Matic yesterday. So I went shopping and I bought little positions in a few things that I'm actually researching right now. I'm not finished with my due diligence, and I don't want to say anything other than, yes, I have a little bit. So now I've gone from not having many coins to quite a few. Upsar, thanks for being there, buddy. You've been there from the beginning. Hope all is good. Let me see. Any other questions? Yeah, Cardano, the next Ethereum killer. I don't think Cardano will be an Ethereum killer. I think that's going to take an awful lot. Heard great things about Tron and Tezos, Polkadot. Polkadot, I have. I'm big. And how can we American retail investors buy Galaxy Digital? Any American brokerage? That's a question from 0102. Any American retail investor brokerage has access to OTC markets, and it's listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange. So that's if you can't buy on the Toronto Stock Exchange with most American brokerages, but if you have Schwab or Ameritrade or anything like that, E-Trade, you will be able to buy it as an OTC. And I can't remember the ticker. It's BHRMPF or something like that. But just look for it. You'll see it. Swope EMJ. Thank you so much. No question, but appreciate it. The animals appreciate that. I'll take a couple more questions and then I'm going to wrap up. House of Odelays. Yes, for Patreon members, we're going to do video input as well. And you guys really enjoyed it when people can actually deliver videos and have them answered. People like to see the real people. XRP, Eddie Franco. I don't like XRP because of the amount they have in escrow. So that's it. And Brad, thank you too. I love the Canadians. You guys are so polite and friendly, as always. And Polygon, yeah, next Doge, Kraken. Kraken coin launched 24 hours ago. No pre-sale. I haven't been tracking that. HUD-8 price target, I think is going back to 10 to 12 US dollars. As soon as Bitcoin recovers and the place stabilizes. Again, just to reiterate, I'm not a fan of miners. I think there's a far better place to put money, but I do have a position in HUD-8 because of their management team. And that position is still profitable from the first time I made my mining video. Fletcher Bally, what's your opinion using Crypto.com as an exchange and the Crypto Visa card? I think the Crypto Visa cards are very cool. I actually use an Amazon Visa card for years. I get 5% back on purchases. It's insane. And I pay everything using my credit card, utility bills, taxes, you name it. Anything I can use a credit card for, everything runs to that and I get that percentage back. And I'm thinking about switching to the Gemini card for Bitcoin rewards. But yeah, Crypto.com, but make sure you're safe on your exchange. I don't use that exchange. It's one of the few that I don't, but be careful. Dave Russell, cheers. I'll take one more question and then I'm going to let you guys enjoy your Thursday night. It's the eve of Friday. Polkadot. I'm a big fan of Polkadot. Diego Dog or Diegog. Yes, I have Polkadot. And I'll share, well, I already share the ones I actually own with Patreon, but maybe I'll share here. Smash the like. Presidio Wildlife. Ooh, I used to live in Presidio, San Francisco. So I hope you're from the same place. Hi from Scotland. Hello, Scotland. You're up late. You're very late. It's 1 o'clock in the morning there. SafeMoon. SafeMoon is a scam. Everything I've heard, it's a scam. Be very, very, very careful. It's like one of those dog coins. Don't touch them. Yes, Ethereum still bullish, hugely bullish. And I actually believe things like Ethereum, things like Solana can ride through this. Jason Pemberton. Are you the Jason Pemberton in Singapore I used to know? Or the UK? I know one or two Jason Pembertons. GraphLink protocol. Jason, I do not know GraphLink at all. There's so many coins and it's so hard to keep up. But again, just for everybody to know, I like to go deep on coins and only look at the medium and large cap coins. Cheers from Bulgaria. V yo yo. I spent a lot of time in Sofia and And I suppose at the University of Sofia for a little while too. So Shiba, yeah, that's another scam. Be careful. Don't play with that stuff, everybody. Be safe. Stick with the big names. Don't be enticed by the big returns. You can buy a crypto and make 75% in a day on a solid name like Solana. So just pick the good ones. Welcome in, Roman, Mexico. It's great to see people from all over the world. It makes me so happy. We've got tons of Canadians. We've got people in China. We've got people in Argentina. People all over the US and Canada. Scotland is here. Tons of English and Spanish people and Bulgarians. It's everybody. So it makes me really happy. Really good international community. So I'm going to wrap up now and more on the 25 Bitcoin. Yeah, we'd all love to have 25 Bitcoin. So anyway, be safe, everybody. Thank you. And we'll be in touch. Bye.